Alright, so this is my review of the AC/DC album, Stiff Upper Lip. It's been taking me kind of a while to make this one. Just been really busy with work, and I started filming it one day, and I got like halfway through the video, and my camera died because I forgot to charge it beforehand, and just really didn't have time to do it there, do it again that day. Like I had to go do something else right after that happened, and so it's been forever to make this video, and I actually didn't get a chance to listen to the album today before doing this, so I might kind of forget what some of the tracks sound like. But this album I've actually listened to quite a bit, so I think I should be good. So anyway, Stiff Upper Lip, released in 2000, is produced by George Young. This was an album that kind of, growing up, I had a friend that had it, and so I would kind of like, we would go on campouts and I would listen to it, because we would trade CDs. We both had CD players, and we would bring our CDs with us. So I would listen to this one quite a bit, and then I ended up buying it. This would have been, at the time I got into AC/DC, this was their newest album out at the time, because I started listening to them around 2005, 2006, so a couple years after this and a couple years like before Black Ice. So this album I've always kind of liked. The first song, Stiff Upper Lip, is one of the tracks I've always liked. That was a pretty good title track. I even kind of like the singing stuff that Brian does in the beginning, the kind of lower voice stuff at the beginning of the song. I know some people don't like that, but I think it fits well with the song. And I also I like the production on this album. To mention that real quick, I think that the album before this, Ball Breaker, my biggest problem with it was, well, other than I guess some of the songs weren't that great, I didn't think, but that and the production wasn't that great on that album, I didn't think. But this album, I actually like the production quite a bit more and think it sounds better. Anyway, the second song, Meltdown, another song I like. I think it's got some cool guitar on it. The third song, House of Jazz, just another song that I think is pretty good. Doesn't really have anything to do with jazz, but it's got some cool guitar parts on it. The fourth song, Hold Me Back, is another good one. I didn't listen to this today, and I didn't really write down many things about that one, so I can't really think of any whole lot to say about it. But I kind of remember what it sounds like, and I do like that one. The fifth song, Safe in New York City, was one of the singles, and it's always been kind of one of the songs I liked less on the album. I was kind of wondered why it was a single, because it just didn't strike me as that catchy. But it's not a horrible song. Like, it's a pretty decent song, but it's not like great or anything. The sixth song, Can't Stand Still, that's actually a song that I kind of think should have been a single. I think it's the best song on the album. I think it's really catchy. I think the band gives a great performance on it. I'm pretty sure that I read somewhere too that Brian Johnson thought that song should have been a single, which I definitely agree with. I think he was right about that. I think it would have kind of makes more sense than Safe in New York City, because that song, I don't know, but that song just strikes me as a really weird choice for a single. The seventh song, Can't Stop Rock and Roll, another one I like. The eighth song, Satellite Blues, is another one of the singles, which this one kind of made more sense to me. It's like compared to Safe in New York City. Still think it's not as good of a song as Can't Stand Still though, but it's a pretty good song, pretty catchy. The ninth song, Damned, it's not bad, just kind of an okay song from what I remember, but I do kind of like it a little bit. The 11th song, All Screwed Up, is another one I liked, but I honestly cannot remember anything about it right now, and I didn't write anything down more than that I thought it was good when I was taking notes. Because I would definitely say that this album, I'd lose track, or kind of like lose focus a little bit towards the end of it, which kind of happens to me with some AC/DC albums, except for like some of the like Highway to Hell and Back in Black and stuff. But this one, even back when I would listen to it back then, like I was kind of zoned out a little bit in the second half of the album, but it's still pretty good. And the so I kind of rambling. I'm just got off work and I'm like really tired. The 12th song, "Give It Up," is one that I didn't think was like really memorable, and kind of like, I don't know, I like memorable closing tracks, and this definitely wasn't really one. I mean, it wasn't bad, but I thought that, like, I don't know, this album like strikes me as like one or two songs too long maybe, and this seems like one of the ones that's kind of like, I wouldn't have minded if it wasn't on there. Can't really remember anything about it right now, honestly. I can't remember how it sounds at all. Which is strange because like I have listened to this album a lot. It was one of the ones that growing up I liked quite a bit. But like I said, I did have a tendency to zone out a little bit in the second half, so that's probably why by the time it got to this, the 12th song on the album, I know I was never paying attention, back then at least. Still, I'd give the album a 4 out of 5 as a whole, because I don't think it's there's not really anything bad about it. There's no song that's like sounds bad, or there's nothing that's like glaringly bad about it. It's just not extremely memorable. It was kind of bluesier. Like Ball Breaker seems like a little bit bluesier too, and I've heard a lot of people mention this album too is a really bluesy sounding AC/DC album, and it is. So it maybe like doesn't rock as hard as some of their albums, but I still think it has some really cool guitar parts on it, and some good songs. I'd say it's probably just like a, I don't know, I think that some people rate this kind of lower in their albums, but I think it's pretty good as far as their recent albums, or well, guys, 2000's not recent anymore, but of the later AC/DC albums, it's not bad, not like a great place to start, but I think it's definitely better than Ball Breaker, the one that came before it. So probably check it out if you want to hear some like decent later period AC/DC music.